shot him and him shot him man.
Yo, you kill him.
Double murder in Park Lane. Two men were shot and killed in Park Lane, St. Andrew early this morning. The deceased have been identified as 40-year-old Patrick Thompson and Yohan Green, who both lived in the community. The police report that a team was on patrol in the area when explosions were heard. A search was conducted and the men were discovered suffering from gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital where they were both pronounced dead. Central Eye in mourning, a student's body found in bushes. Humble, jovial, and quiet are just some of the adjectives persons used to describe 17-year-old Jason White. The bodies of the Central Eye students and that of a 19-year-old Lyndon Brown were found in bushes by residents in the Seven Eyes community in Clarendon last Friday. The police report that about 2:35 p.m., residents stumbled upon the decomposing bodies in bushes and summoned them. The bodies appear to have gunshot wounds. Jason form teacher Dalcell Pellington told the Star that he is still trying to process the reality that Jason is gone. The teen's classmates are also struggling to cope with his death, according to Pellington. Some of his friends cried and had to be consoled by other students. I told them they had to grieve whatever way they see it fit. I stood in the midst and allowed them to grieve, he said. Commenting on his own emotions, he said that when he first heard the news on Saturday after the bodies were identified, he was in total disbelief. It wasn't until later when the news was confirmed that he realized it was all true. We buried a student on Tuesday and we were not looking for this to happen any at all, he shared, referring to 16-year-old Javed Moody, who is alleged to have shot himself with his older brother's gun in February. It's a real urge because whenever you are a form teacher, you start to know about your student, you start to get close and you develop a relationship with them to the point that they become like your children. It's a shock and I'm still processing it, Pellington said. He described Jason as jovial and good behaving and said he can only hope that the teen's family find the strength to go on. Principal of the Central Eye Stelavat Ingram shared that Jason was one of those students who was reintegrated into the school system in February, following the yard-to-yard initiative in which personnel from the Education Ministry visited the home of students who have not attended classes since the pandemic began. We did a check for him in February and as such he returned to school thereafter, Ingram shared with the Star. Lucille Blake, who taught Jason auto mechanics, said he was a hard worker and was expecting him to submit his school-based assessments. Taxi operators protesting police shooting in Portmore. St. Catherine, Jamaica. Taxi operators in Portmore, St. Catherine are now protesting a police shooting that's left one of their colleagues wounded. Reports are that the incident occurred about 10 a.m. on Dawkins Drive in the parish. Dutch prosecution challenges Jacquier's attempted murder acquittal. While Jacquier may be longing for a 6-year sentence for attempted manslaughter to be overturned through a possible appeal by his lawyer, the Public Prosecution Service in the Netherlands seems to still have him in their crosshairs. On Tuesday, April 5, 2022, the Prosecution Service told News that it submitted an appeal to the Court of Appeal seeking to put the attempted murder charge back on the table. For Jacquier fans who may not have been following the case, Jacquier recently went to the court in the Netherlands to face 2 charges, one for attempted manslaughter and the other for attempted murder, in connection with the stabbing incident in Amsterdam involving a promoter in October 2021. While he was found guilty of attempted manslaughter, the court found him not guilty of attempted murder. The prosecution is now challenging the ruling for the acquittal for attempted murder and wants the attempted murder charge to be re-heard by 3 senior judges in the Court of Appeal. Loop News reached out to the persons confirmed by the prosecution service to be Jacquier's lawyer in the Netherlands to confirm whether he was aware of the appeal being lodged by the prosecution on Tuesday against the attempted murder acquittal. However, no comment was received. It is also unclear whether Jacquier's lawyer has submitted his own appeal within 14 days deadline to challenge a 6-year sentence for attempted manslaughter.